What do you do if you have so many things to pop on your profile? Let's discuss in Profile Pop-Up number 187. This will be a good one. So, I love the smiling, looking forward picture. It's got actually, in this sense, it works for you because you've got interior building type stuff going on in the background, and you're going to understand why in a second. You see, you're an interior designer. So, having that kind of a background almost kind of leads to support your profile. So, in a sense, that works. It works really well. And you're zoomed in, your head is tilted a little bit. It's unique. I love it. It's great. I love the picture. Also, excellent picture here in the background picture because, of course, it's about furniture. It's about interior styles. It's about, the atmosphere looking out over the building. You're taking into account all those things. Very much of an open look, which I'm sure that's what you're all about. Now, a couple quick things I want to jump into right away. Your name with your credentials, that's perfectly fine by, LinkedIn terms. You can do that. But first off, you've got 3 words in your name, and you may want to check, getting rid of the middle name because look, we barely even see int in your headline. If people were coming in here on a search, and in a few places on when people are looking for you on LinkedIn, you're hardly getting seen for your headline because of such a long name with credentials. So a couple of ways of addressing that. You could put in the headline, you could say certified. You could put in those credentials at the end, at the tail end to kind of back it up. Because for one thing, people may not know what those are. I personally don't. I don't know interior design enough, but I presume that's what those are about. And so in other words, you're losing that space and you're missing out on even just the 2 words alone, which is a great way to hook people to say interior designer, that's what you do if people are looking for that. But the thing you're missing out on too is you don't have much room at all to get more of a tagline, to be more creative, as you're saying right there, creatively bringing you innovative and functional spaces. That is a neat tagline, but people are probably never getting to it. I mean, really, even in the rest of the places, if we come down here and we take a look at something that you shared. Okay, so if we look down here, if you've got a comment is what I really want to see. So let me go to activity. Let me look for a time when you did a comment, if I can quickly find one. You've been doing some great sharing of some wonderful, looks like some wonderful backgrounds. There we go. So here's one. Now this would be more indented if it were a reply. See how it gives creatively bringing you, innovate, and then it cuts off right there. That would be cut off at you, after you, if you were doing a reply. So that's how little you get of the headline. And then, of course, you do have enough room in this example. You have enough room for the full name and credentials. So it's kind of a balancing act, right? You've got to decide who you think your audience is. Are they on a mobile, which could be, less is seen of you and is very small, or are they going to be on a desktop? So if it's a desktop, you don't have to worry about it as much. A lot of this is going to show up fine. You have to make that choice. Now, really want to get into a couple quick things here. It can be overwhelming to make many things pop, right? Because I know that you've got down here, you talk about commercial, you talk about not just the commercial, but you've got both the residential, you've got some other things here. You've got a lot that you're saying in your summary about section, but it's a lot for me to digest. And I know that's tough. You've done a ton of work. I can tell this is an amazing background for you, but you know what would really bring this to light, what would really make this pop even more, is to leverage that headline like we talked about, because that'll bring people in. Get something catchy like this, make sure people can see it, but keep it about them, which is great. You've got bringing you innovative. If you could somehow find a way, how does that inspire people? What does that mean that it inspires them? Inspires them for what? For happiness? What's the end goal? If it inspires them, for what? If you could get a handle on that, that would be great. But then clarify in the about all these things. You've got right here a strong design leader, design concepts, furnishings, AutoCAD. You've got a lot of things. This is similar to keywords, really, if it were more of a businessy type profile, right? Just a bunch of keywords. But that's all good, but I want to know the results. I want to know ultimately all of this. What does it do for the person for whom you're designing? How does it inspire them? I want to see, if I can, grab some recommendations, grab some quotes. People walked into the room the first time they saw it and their jaws dropped. That right there paints a picture. That means they are just overjoyed, overwhelmed. They are more than inspired by what you did with their interior. And if you need to, if it's important enough, if it's something like interiors, commercial, real estate, whatever it is, residential, get that, maybe consider getting that in the headline if you can. But you got to get that stuff up there to get that hook. And then you've got to get some results to back it up. Now here, for example, if it's business, Interiors is the name of the company. You can't really change that, especially if you're working for that company. But the titles you can change to emphasize that you're an interior designer of, let's say, commercial and residential interiors. So you can get all of that in here, and that would also help you get found. Okay, that's a huge little tip or hack for SEO. And then when you get in here, though, see that thing. This is all words. Now, it's Steelcase. That may be what you specialize in, but that seems to me to be more about, it's a leading Steelcase dealership. People can get that by clicking on the actual icon for the company. I want to know more about you, especially in this current position. I want to know more about what you do for the customers, how you can make, in this one here, this is this Corley Design Associates here. I want to know what you did there. There's not enough here. We can add a lot more to it. Same thing down here, sales manager. Even if you have a side job, if you've got something else that you're doing a little bit on the side, tell us more about it and lead us in with the headline, lead us in with the accomplishments, the results. Give us quotes on how happy your customers have been, whether they're, for your side business or your real business. But you got to make sure that you sell us with the results ultimately. So leverage your headline, clarify the about, and sell with results. And you'll be doing that. And trust me, this is going to get only so much better. I love what I'm seeing here. You've spent a ton of time on it. I can tell already, Adrian. Do that and you're going to be doing even better. Hope that helped. You've got this. Thanks.